Okay, y'all. So I have been the most consistent I've ever been on YouTube for the last, how long? 3 months. And it's felt really good. I didn't post a video last week because I went on a week-long trip and didn't get ahead 2 weeks in my videos. And I wanted to edit that video for this week, but that did not happen. I haven't edited any video for this week. And so I've been feeling like a bit, I guess, down today in regards to having time to even make the videos that I want. Like questioning, are the videos that I've been making videos I want to make? And so I was listening to this South by Southwest keynote from Jack Conte, who runs Patreon. And you know, you have to take it with a grain of salt because, like, he does run Patreon, but he's talking about the way that the internet is structured and how it's gone from Web 2.0, which was connection, to then, like, algorithmic focus. He mentions the, like, 1,000 True Fans essay that someone wrote, forget the name. But he's just talking about, like, how as a creative person do you connect with your community? How, as a creative person, like, what are your goals? What do you want? And I've, in the past, thought a lot about, like, are we really making the things that we want to make, or that we think are optimized for an algorithm to get feedback from people who might not even know who we are or have an interest in following us in the long run? And so in watching this keynote, I really felt like Jack was speaking to me at the moment, and I felt like it's important enough to share this video with you because as a creative person, this is some of the most important questions I think you can be asking yourself about, like, how, for instance, I have really been struggling over the last year and a half with not wanting to waste anyone's time, right? Like, I don't want people, when I take a social media fast, I enjoy my life a lot more. And I constantly have been asking myself, am I contributing to people wasting their life on social media by perpetuating the cycle, by creating things for people to consume? And I don't want people to sit on their phones. Like, I would rather make videos that I care about and share them in person. And if I don't want to share them in person, then why am I sharing them online? As a, someone who makes video, or films rather, I think a lot, I guess, like, if you post an Instagram story, you make video. But, like, I want to, as a filmmaker, I want to sit down and watch the movie. Casey Neistat just had a video about this with a famous director who essentially was saying, like, I want to sit in a theater and watch this with people. That is what he makes his movies for. And so, yeah, I think, we don't have art galleries anymore. Well, we do, but they're not like as much of a social thing as before. Or, box office numbers are down. Movies go right to streaming. So I've, just been thinking about, like, how would I want to share the things that I make? And are they valuable enough that people want to buy them? Right? Like, I've played around with printed magazines before. I've played around with showing films in person. I want to mix that with bike rides. I think that'd be a really fun way to, like, create community. But anyway, I'm kind of getting off track. Just wanted to give you a few examples, like, where my headspace is at, where it's kind of been at. I feel like since I've taken a week now, I guess 2, off from uploading a YouTube video, these things are very poignant in my mind. So let's go ahead. I'm going to download the video. We're going to watch it together. I'll stop at points and sort of give my thoughts and share how I've been feeling. So here we go.
Over the last decade, I've talked to thousands of creative people. I've had my own creative projects. I've learned a lot. And I want to share just a few thoughts about navigating the shifts in the internet and how we can all prepare ourselves and our communities for those shifts. We don't even need to wait for any of the tech platforms to catch up. Can I get next slide? Great. The first, invest in those true fans. Invest in the depth of connection, not just new. It's not all about new views, new subscribers, watch time up and to the right. It's about depth. It's about quality of interaction. It's about finding that small portion of your fans that are your engine, that are your core, and then figuring out how to reach them. By the way, sometimes when I talk about this, creators think, well, does that mean like DMs? Like, should I be talking to individual fans? No, not necessarily. That's not actually what I mean. I mean finding those people and building real connections with them in whatever capacity you have. And my team will probably kill me for saying.
So he's talking about like building a community, building like a friendship with people. And there was a while where I got really obsessed with parasocial relationships and how as a creator you can utilize parasocial relationships to build a deeper connection with your fans. I mean, that's inevitably what's happening. That's just what it is. But as someone who wants to find those 1,000 true fans, what can I do, or what strategies can I use to make that connection a little stronger and a little deeper? So anyway, let's keep watching.
Saying this, but it's not even using Patreon. There's like a bunch of ways that you can do this, right? Like you can do it via email lists. You can get a Discord. You could get a Patreon if you want. I'm a little biased, but I think you could. You could find some other place where you can build that community with your true fans. The point is find those people and invest in that community. That is the engine that will drive your business, slingshot your business through these shifts in the internet. Okay. The second thing, make beautiful things. There is so much tension, especially right now, to make for the algorithm. And I've seen the diagrams, I've seen the charts, I've even drawn them in my Instagram. You know, make for the algorithm, make for yourself, and then make the things that help you build a business, and you sort of, there's a Venn diagram, the little center part, and that's the sweet spot. I've seen all that. And I get that. But the gravity, everywhere we look as creators today, the gravity is just pushing us. It's just pushing us toward making for other reasons than why we set out to make things in the first place.
I have been feeling that so much, right? A lot of my videos are really just like review videos and whatnot. But lately I've been wanting to flex my creative muscle more, to share more thoughts and feelings, and so because I just need to make the time and space to make those things, because they really do take a while. You can't really make them on a weekly basis, at least at the level that I want to, and yeah, so it's so important to remember to make beautiful things, to make things that light you up, and to make things that you care about. There's a wonderful metaphor that I love. It's a business metaphor, but it makes sense for creators too, I think. It's a metaphor of the business of the hot dog stand under the Eiffel Tower or the local restaurant. And the hot dog stand under the Eiffel Tower gets thousands of new customers coming through their hot dog stand every day, right? Because there's tourists just coming through. And they know they're going to get lots and lots of new customers. None of those people come back, but it doesn't matter because they're just always getting new customers every day because of the Eiffel Tower. And they just make hot dogs and sell them. And some portion of those customers buy their hot dogs. Actually, don't even have to be very good hot dogs, right? They just like sell hot dogs. They know they're going to keep making money. And that business works. Like it works. That perfectly, to me, describes TikTok, right? Is just making stuff that new people will see that doesn't build a deeper relationship or really add anything to their life. It's just filler. It's just junk food content.
An okay business. There's another business, which is the local restaurant business, where the people there just focus on making great food and having great service. And they actually are not in a place that gets a lot of foot traffic, so they don't get lots of new customers. But everybody in like a 5-mile radius eats there twice a month. And they just get lots of repeat customers because they've built trust and they've built depth of connection with those people, and people know that restaurant and love it, know they're going to have a great time when they're there. That is a great business. You don't have to get lots of new and billions and acquisition, and that's not the only type of business you can build as a creator. There's this wonderful group of creators, oh my God, I've fallen in love with them. Anybody heard of the YouTube New Wave? Somebody heard of these folks? Seen some hands? It's this group of creators. They make these wonderful 30, 45-minute long-form films, mini documentaries about their lives and their struggles coming into the world and quitting college, and they're beautiful. It's incredible. They're patient, they're slow, the films are long, but oh my God, the depth of the message in these films is incredible, and they're building such a strong community around their work. People just love what they have to say and can't wait to see the next one. That's a real business. That's a real community.
I'm going to put some links below. I only feel like I know about this sort of YouTube new wave through Jack Conte, through his channel Digital Spaghetti, where he interviews at least I've seen 2 interviews with people who are in this YouTube new wave era. So go down to the description and watch those because they're really good. He analyzes the video with them, talks about their filmmaking process. Phenomenal. Let's continue.
It's different than what we're incentivized to do everywhere on the internet, but that works. Okay, the last thing. Ooh, that was loud. Know what you want. The hardest lesson I have learned as a creative person and as an operator and CEO over the last 10 years is to know and trust what I want and to be true to that over time. That's easier said than done. Don't let somebody else tell you what you want, because then you'll end up with what they want instead of what you want. I think a good example of that is, as creators, we open up our dashboards and we see these metrics on what success is. This is a dashboard that someone else built for us, and it tells us what we want. And the weird thing is, after a couple of years, we start to believe that. Like, our minds get reprogrammed and we believe this is what I want. This is success. And we chase that.
So I feel super lucky on this note that I was making things before I was sharing them on internet platforms that were like Instagram, TikTok. I was posting a bit to Facebook, but it wasn't the same sort of like dashboard with watch time and views and new subscribers, right? And so I can only imagine what it's like being someone who was born right into being a teenager and seeing these metrics. And that's why I think I continue to still believe in myself, because I know deep down I'm making for the right reasons. Just maybe recently I don't feel like it's what exactly I want to make.
If you went back in time and you asked Ella Fitzgerald or David Bowie or Prince, what do you want? What's your goal as an artist? What matters to you? Do you think Bowie would have said, my goal as an artist is to maximize the amount of human hours spent consuming my work?
On that point, I don't want people to waste their life watching my stuff. It amazes me that I will make a 20, 30-second video and that gets watched for 20, 30, maybe 300 hours. That's a lot of time of people's lives spent towards watching a thing and not doing what they want. I think we use social media as a way to relax and disengage and sort of doze off. But I think at a certain point it starts to make you not do what you truly want to do, and it kind of keeps a hold on you. And as a person who makes stuff, I don't want people to do that. I want people to make the things they want to make and do the things they want to do. And social media, I think, or the phone, doesn't allow us to do that. Anyway.
I don't know what Bowie wanted. So I'm not going to pretend to. But I can tell you what I want as an artist. I can tell you what matters to me as a creative person. And what I know will matter to me 10 years ago, now, and 10 years from now. I want to say something that matters to somebody. I want to say something that only I can say because of whatever experience I've had in my lived experience, something that is uniquely pointed to me. I want to say that. I want to figure out how to say that. I want to find that core of human truth in my experience and communicate it eloquently and clearly and have it be true and feel true and have someone else see that and have that person think, yes, that feels true, and it feels true to them. And then I want that person to feel connected to me even though we've never met before in our lives. But I said a thing that resonated with them and made them feel a little bit less alone because they felt like there was another person who had that same experience. I want to make things that are timeless.
I almost just started crying because I think this is exactly how I've been feeling. Right? I want to make films that matter. I want to share experiences and feelings of the human experience that matter, and that make me feel seen and heard and understood as an artist, or as just a human being living today, communicating through art.
I want to make things that feel true now. I want to make things that feel true in 50 years. I want to make things that still feel true 500 years after I'm dead. I want to figure out how to use my short years on this planet to find that kind of truth and say it. That's what I want as an artist. And that's a very different goal than watch time. That may not be what you want as an artist, and that's okay. But the point is to know what you want, what matters to you. What are you trying to achieve as a creative person? We have this tendency to look outside for those answers. I do it too. This advice is honestly more for me than it is for anybody else in this room. We want there to be a Yoda. We want there to be a leader or a manager or a voice of authority that can tell us what we want, because it's a scary thing to ask. But that does not exist. What we want comes intrinsically, not extrinsically. It comes from in here. That's where we find it. So as we navigate this next phase of the internet as creative people, as we go through these ups and downs of the web in its ever-evolving state, do not forget what matters to you as an artist. Do not forget what fills you with pride to make. Do not forget your purpose for making things in the first place. Don't forget why you wake up in the morning and devote your time and energy to your craft. Don't forget what gives you a sense of meaning as a creative person. And lastly, don't forget to scream your fucking guts out. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you being here.
So I'm asking myself now, what do I want? What do I want to make? What do I want to communicate? What do I want to show? What do I want to do? What trips do I want to take? What bikes do I want to ride? What stories do I want to tell? What, I've got a backlog of so many videos that are like half done. Which ones do I want to finish? What's going to be most important for me to communicate? All of those questions that Jack asks deeply, deeply resonate with me and how I'm feeling at this exact moment. And so I just wanted to share that, because I bet there's a lot of people out there struggling to probably in the end of the millennial age, trying to make sense of the internet and use it to share your art and or just the things you make. And yeah, you don't want people to waste their time. You don't want the stream of 1,000 new people coming in every day, but you want those 1,000 people who are dedicated and want to connect with you. And you want to connect with them. This is probably something I'll rewatch monthly, if not twice a year, because this talk lays out how the internet has changed and what you can do, which in this video is like, use Patreon, but he's like, at any cost, make a Discord, do whatever you need to to have those 1,000 true fans and to be successful creating for them. So again, the most important video I think I've watched this whole year so far, and I hope you enjoyed the little piece which is the very end of the talk, but I highly encourage you, go down in the description, watch the whole video. It's 56 minutes long. It's absolutely fantastic, and I can't recommend it enough. So yeah, stick around. Maybe things will look a little different around here. Maybe I'll be making some things that are a little different than the last 2 or 3 months. I want to make a narrative short film about a topic that deeply resonates with me and my lived human experience. I think this year it would be a good goal to set 4. At least 4 of those. 1 every quarter. So that's my goal for the year. If you watch this, if that talk inspired you, if you went back and rewatched the keynote from South by Southwest of Jack Conte, let me know. I love to talk about the internet and making things and what it's like to be amongst that. How it's changing us, how it's changing the way we consume, the way we live, the relationships we have. So leave a comment down below. Let me know that this interests you as well. Yeah. And subscribe if you want. I promise I'll do my best to make sure it's something that's worth watching. Have a good one.